What's up? There's this philosophy in MMA that tells us you're most likely to be exposed as you're punching or attacking. And that's because if you're either focusing on striking or you're hitting somebody, you can leave your body exposed, you can leave your legs exposed, you can even leave your head exposed. So I think about this philosophy of sacrifice. You're sacrificing something to get something in return. And this came up because for the past year and a half, Taz and I have been doing the Taz Knows podcast. If you haven't heard it yet, don't miss out, man. You're missing out way too much valuable content with Taz and I, because we just cover topics about life, self-development, philosophies, and wrestling, right? Of course, because his ass just loves wrestling so much. But we talk about those things, and that's just so we can show who we are and show that we are human too. And so every Sunday or Monday, we put the time out of our day to film and to record the podcast. And that's sometimes like tricky because there's times that we have things to do on Sundays, or if we don't do it on Sundays, we'll do it on Mondays. And that usually comes up like right after I get out of work, or right before MMA class, or right after MMA class, right before we go to sleep. So we have to put in that time and effort to do something by being disciplined, right? We also have my YouTube planning. I typically like to do my YouTube on a Sunday, or actually this week I did it on a Wednesday that I was able to put in a little bit of time. And so it was just another one of those, like, I need to put in that time even though I could be doing something else, right? So I'm giving up the time that I could be, I don't know, chilling. I could be doing whatever it is that I could be doing, but I put in the time to do what I love to do, right? And so there's a lot of sacrifice when it comes to working on something that you truly are passionate, or that you truly love, or just doing anything in general. Like, there's always going to be a sacrifice. You're always going to give up something. And so I was just thinking about this because I'm spending so much time doing MMA, but then I do it for the purpose of me feeling happy and because it helps my mental health. And now it's a lifestyle that I rather share with you guys as I record it and I live it. And so that's another sacrifice that I put in every time I go to the gym. Well, I could be doing something else. I could be going out. I could be, I don't know, I could just be sleeping. Anything that I could be doing, but I'd rather put it in my health and my MMA training and just working on myself. I've always heard the saying, like, okay, once you want to reach success, you're gonna sacrifice a lot. That's true. And it sounds pessimistic for some reason, because I feel like, damn, I'm gonna sacrifice my whole life. But no, that's not true. You can always learn how to plan. And that's something that I'm getting better at, planning ahead of time, because I want to do everything that I want to do while still having fun, while still putting in the work, and while still making things happen. Like recently, if you guys haven't noticed, I made it to 1,000 subscribers. And so now, with just looking at my journey, I have put in a lot of time and effort to film my videos. And then every Wednesday for the past 2 years, I've been putting in that time for myself to film, to feel better, to exercise, whatever it is that I'm gonna do right after work, so that I can focus on my future. And the results are there. Thankfully, I have the support system, and all of my friends and family members know that this is part of my lifestyle, and that I'm gonna put in a lot of time and effort into the things that I want to do for myself. And so they can't be mad at me for putting myself first and being happy. Before the YouTube, before MMA, I used to freak out when I used to hear you gotta sacrifice a lot of things. So I felt like I was not gonna have a life, you know. And so that's not true. You can always have a life while still prioritizing what you need to do, because you're always looking ahead. So I feel like I'm at that point in my life now. I'm looking for my future at the same time I'm looking for my present, right? Like, what am I doing now that's gonna help me in the future? And so if right now is okay, I'm gonna take baby steps by putting that time to film, putting that time to edit, putting all this time to train. I know that in one day I'm gonna get better at that, and then from there I'm gonna keep growing. And as you guys can see, it's been 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate everyone so much, but I am not done. And I also know that this has been because of my consistency. Now I'm working on bettering my content, and I'm working on making sure that you guys know what I'm saying. Because at first, I remember when I used to be extra lost sometimes and I didn't have a topic in mind. But then now I actually plan ahead and I feel like I'm in the right page. So MMA is about sacrificing, right? You're gonna be in a bad position, you're gonna sacrifice something else for that position that you're gonna want, but then you always gotta be mindful of the next position or the next attack, and then you might be sacrificing something else for that other attack. And so it's just nothing but sacrifice. Life is full of sacrifices, right? The moment we sacrifice our time to be with friends, we'll rather sacrifice that time to be working or to be, I don't know, doing our art. I said or. Not just to do our art, but to focus on whatever is making us happy. We're still sacrificing. So it's not that bad, actually. Now that I think about it, sacrificing, you're giving up something that you don't want, right? You don't want this, so you'd rather do something else, and that's okay. And so I'm saying this out loud to remind myself, like, bro, it's okay. Whatever you're doing right now, it's okay. Just make sure you're doing it because it makes you happy. Make sure you're doing it because this is who you are. Make sure you're doing this because this is your purpose, girl. This is your purpose. All right. This is my pep talk for the day. All right. Thanks. Nah, for real. Sacrifices are good if you know what to sacrifice. And if you are doing this for yourself, like I feel like I'm doing this for myself, then it's okay. All the good things will come back as long as you're honest about it, and as long as you do it with good intentions. Those good things will come back. Maybe it won't feel like it now, but it does come back. And I truly believe that the more I'm consistent with myself and being myself and just continuing to put this out there, like share the message, maybe I'll impact one life. Who knows? Maybe not. I'll take it. It's making me happy. So okay.
If she throws her jab, me taking this step here, my hand's off that side, right? So I'm going to take that step, and then there's my kick with the shin.